Hey everyone, welcome to this next edition of the Near Full podcast from GSHSW.com. Donald J. Brower here with you. A long weekend. We were everywhere this past week, but before we get where we're going, we got to remember who got us there, and those are our sponsors. Three people who have helped us immensely this year, not only with the podcast, but our live stream efforts. First, Champion Athletes, Dan Warnikoff. I have been preaching about Dan since the beginning. If you're a follower, you know what he does. Your body is a car, especially if you're an athlete. Even if you're not an athlete, you want to have the best fuel in it. Dan will help you lose those extra pounds, especially in the new year, by giving you the proper meal plans. So you're full, but you don't realize it and you actually lose the weight. Too many people go into a diet plan. They want to, fast results, instantaneous. It doesn't really work that way. And you kind of go slip back into it. Dan will help you and you'll be able to maintain your goals. Dan Warnikoff, Champion Athletes, give them a call. Apex Wrestling School, founded in 2002, got it right this time, by Damian, and I'm messing this part up, by New Jersey legend Damian Logan and Dane Tabano. 4 locations in New Jersey, 1 in New York, right near Times Square. Give them a shout. They have some great Hall of Famers, and Anthony Ashnault, Shane Griffith, big supporters of what we do, and another huge supporter, the Harrington Companies. Whether it's recycling, demolition, Hoffman Landscaping. If you want to build a house, rip it down, or make it look nice, the Harrington Companies are your way to go. Now, we talked a lot about the action last week. Good amount of it postponed due to weather. The rainstorms, the really bad rainstorms on Tuesday and even the Wednesday kind of messed up the schedule a little bit, so we had some rescheduling for this week. There's a couple matches we were actually going to live stream that are going to be coming this week, but some of the matches we did get in, on the 10th, January 10th, we got to cover Lakeland hosting Passaic Valley. Passaic Valley beat them 47-27. They take control of the Big North Independence Division. Lakeland looked a little tired. Maybe didn't get in the room a little bit just because of the cancellations. They didn't have their lungs. I think if it's a different time, it's a different matchup. And some of the toss-up matches might go a different way, but great performance there by Passaic Valley. They put themselves in position to win another conference title. Another one was up at Phillipsburg, a big win by Phillipsburg over Hunterdon Central, 45-13. Hunterdon Central looked a little sluggish as well. Didn't seem like they were on their A game, but they're going to rebound. We'll talk about them in a little bit. And one that was real shocking, not only for the score, but something that happened during Watchung Hills beat Warren Hills 33-32 on criteria F for forfeits. Warren Hills is a solid squad. Shocked that it came down to that. The biggest loss for them, obviously, is going to be, and this might have been where the reason why was Tyler Redfield suffered a broken clavicle in his match, had an injury default. Recovery time puts him to come back towards districts. It's usually about a 3-month. They said give him a month, see how he feels. Got a chance to talk to Tyler and his family this weekend. They're going to give it a go and try to, depending on how it feels once they get closer to districts. He's a really brutal district, so it's going to be tough to kind of get everything set up. But I wouldn't put it past him. But he's going to give it a go as they get closer towards the end of the season. We thought it was originally going to be a season-ending thing, but I got word Saturday if he feels better, he's going to give it a go for district. So hopefully they'll get him back. But for the rest of the regular season and anything with sectionals, they're not going to have him in the lineup. That's going to be a big hole for them to overcome. The next night, on Friday, we had a big one as a part of the Freedom Division in the NJAC. Kittatinny beats High Point. First time they beat High Point since the COVID season, which we don't count that. But that puts Kittatinny in the driver's seat for the conference title there. There's a big one coming up. They're going to be wrestling against Newton on Wednesday, which we're going to be live streaming. And we'll talk a little bit about that, about the coverage. But they're in the driver's seat there, beat them 33-24. So Kittatinny's one to watch. And we've seen a lot of Kittatinny next week if everything goes well. So, and then you kick over to Saturday. You look at who was there. We had the Big North duels. We were out there covering it. Iran Tech. Shane Dunn was on one mat. James Clark was on the other. You can still see the footage on our YouTube channel. Westwood won over Old Japan. Solid matchup for that championship. The big one that kind of came out of there were the other two teams. Both Clifton and PCTI lost in the semifinals and wrestled each other in the third place match. PCTI won 45-24. Just a really dominating performance by PCTI. I think the one that's kind of shocked me in a sense was, and I understood what he was trying to go for was James Conklin beating Goleta for Clifton. Goleta needed to get the bonus points, and Conklin dominated that match for the most part. So we'll see if they wind up meeting in the upcoming PCT tournament or how it goes. And they also have a upcoming dual meet that we're going to be covering too. But big news of the weekend, obviously, was the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. We were there, got a chance to check out all the matches, got interviews with all the winners. You can look that on our YouTube channel as well. We got a chance to see some really good wrestling. First time winners was Hunterdon Central. They wound up just beating Phillipsburg. So they always say the true definition of your team, besides the dual meet, is how you wrestle in the same tournaments. And they didn't wrestle horribly. They actually they only entered 13 kids. So for them to win that tournament shows how deep their team is overall. And I think if you have Phillipsburg and Hunterdon Central wrestle again, which I think that would happen is potentially in the groups, because I think if I remember correctly, Peaburg is North 1 or North 2, Group 5. I think they're North 1, but I don't hold me to that. Or maybe North 2. And then you have Hunterdon Central, who is Central Jersey, Group 5. So there's a chance they could meet there. I mean, nobody realistically, when you look at it, is with in Group 5 is beating Southern. Southern's a top team. They're going to put beatings down on a lot of people. So, if they can meet in the group semis, that might be a different story. And that'd be an exciting match to cover. North 2 Group 5, excuse me, is Peaburg. So there's a chance, but we'll see when it gets to that. Now, top 3 were Hunterdon Central, Phillipsburg, Delaware Valley. No shock. They're the top 3 teams in the Hunterdon Warren Sussex for the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association. You flip a coin, it could go either way with everybody. I mean, obviously, for these rankings, for our upcoming rankings, we're going to have to put Phillipsburg ahead because they won the head-to-head match. But one of the guys who I was really impressed with, and he's going to be my wrestler of the week, is somebody from Hunterdon Central. Congratulations to Eric Hawk for, Gavin Hawk for winning the OW. Somebody I thought had a great tournament, and I want to recognize my wrestler of the week, Ryan Sherlock of Hunterdon Central. Now, if you get a chance, go to the match that he wrestled from this weekend. Watch the last 15 seconds. That is why coaches tell you. I never understood it. Keep wrestling. He was down late. He gets out, gets the escape. He's down by 1 with, I want to say, about 9 to 8 seconds left. He goes in and fights and keeps fighting, gets the takedown, gets the 2 as time expires, winds up winning it. That's the difference from his team walking away with the win, honestly, in the finals. And, his run, he lost to Gonzalez from Peaburg the other day during the dual meet, comes back and beats him in the semis. He's lost to Webb from Warren Hills, both in the opening duel and at the Caldwell tournament, comes back and beats him in the finals. So that's the heart and determination you don't get from a lot of people. And that shows you in wrestling, you got to have that heart, you got to have the determination. So, Ryan, that's right there, Ryan Sherlock, you're my wrestler of the week. Now, weather kind of changed a little bit of the matchups this week, but our standings, not too much of a change. There's a couple in some areas, but nothing too crazy. Go to Morris, number 10, Butler, number 9, Morris Knowles, number 8, Roxbury, number 7, Morris Hills, number 6, Montville, number 5, Jefferson, number 4, West Morris, number 3, Hanover Park, number 2, Mount Olive, and number 1, Del Barton. No real change. We were out at the Knowles Hills match. It was close, but Hills persevered. But everybody else is kind of slotted in their position. There's going to be some upcoming matches I want to see, but that's kind of that Morris is kind of set for a little bit. Now we head out to the Hunterdon Warren Sussex top 10. Biggest change was obviously the switch we had with High Point losing. High Point I had is number 4. They fall to number 7, and everybody else kind of moves up. So number 10, Voorhees, number 9, North Hunterdon, number 8, Warren Hills, number 7, High Point, number 6, Sparta, number 5, Kittatinny, number 4, Pope John, number 3, Hunterdon Central, number 2, Delaware Valley, number 1, Phillipsburg. Now, I know a lot of people who read the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association know we have Phillipsburg, Hunterdon Central, Del Val. I think Del Val's a little better. It's literally comes down to the cost of flip of a coin, the toss at the beginning of the match. Just like Del Val, a little bit more. Not much. And like I said, it could be 10 matches, 5 and 5, but I like the edge there. But except for a really high point dropping from 4 to 7 and everybody moving up, those rankings pretty much stay the same. A little bit more shuffling in the Passaic, but not too much. Number 10, Hawthorne. Number 9, Wayne Valley. Number 8, DePaul. Number 7, Ponte de Lakes. Number 6, West Milford. Number 5, Wayne Hills. Number 4, Lakeland. Number 3, Passaic Valley. Number 2, Clifton. Number 1, PCTI. Really, the only flipping we had was number 1 and number 2. I had Clifton first, PCTI second, swapped them after the loss. Same with Passaic Valley, Lakeland. I had Passaic Valley 3, Passaic Valley 4, Lakeland 3, swapped them. So nothing really crazy. It wasn't anything egregious where number 10 or somebody unranked anybody, but we had a little flip-flop. So nothing crazy there. I will have the rankings and everything. It's like I said, it's been a long weekend. We did the Big North and then ran out and did Hunterdon and Warren Sussex, so I haven't had a chance, and I just get some last-minute scores. So I'm going to have everything by the time you see this or middle of the day Monday. I should have pretty much all the rankings done as far as the records and stuff like that, as well as updated on the prospective pages. Now, speaking of Monday, we have some coverage this week that I really think we want to talk about busy. My wife asked me what day I'm going to be home. I don't even know if I'm going to be home. There's a lot of wrestling this week. So Monday, we're going to be at Phillipsburg. We're going to be live streaming the match from the pit. That match was scheduled last week for Tuesday. They moved it to Monday. Watch on Hills at Phillipsburg. Tuesday, it's going to be an early start time. We're going to be doing the rivalry match between Roxbury and Randolph. That's a 4 p.m. start time. So a little late afternoon stuff for you to watch. You get out of school, you're at work, everything, you want to see something. We're going to be live streaming that. Nice rivalry match. It's alumni night as well. So I'm expecting to see a lot of Roxbury and Randolph wrestlers from the past, which is always a good thing. Then Wednesday, we take the ride up to Kittatinny, Newton at Kittatinny. If Kittatinny wins, they win the conference outright. If they lose, it kind of creates a chance for some of these other teams to get in there, like a Jefferson, etc. So we're going to be live streaming that. We have Thursday and Friday. We're looking at 2 matches. We'll announce them later on, but we kind of pretty much have some stuff. We're just waiting on the approval from the athletic directors. One will put us in Passaic County. The other one's a big Sussex County matchup. We'll announce those once we get those, and we should have them, hopefully by airtime of this. And then Saturday, big tournament at West Milford. It's the Passaic County Tournament Finals. I'll be on the call. We'll be live streaming the finals with interviews and everything live from West Milford High School. Start time probably right around 3. Depending on how everything runs. It's kind of a guesstimated time. You never know with everything else. So we'll see how that works. So that'll be fun. Literally running around doing wrestling every day this week. So my wife loves it, as you can tell. But I'm glad we can bring it out. And one thing I want to say too is after last week's podcast, I got reached out to by a lot of people, and even at the HWS or other ones. Thank you for your support. I never like to make situations about me personally or anything. It's what's best for the athletes and the wrestling and what we do as purveyors of that aspect. I don't like to think of myself as a star of anything. I like to feel like myself as somebody who's relaying the story of your child or your athlete to somebody else, and just being able to showcase that for them. So for all the people who came up to me and said, thank you, we understand, blah, blah, blah. We love what you're doing. We support you 100%. We want to go, stuff like that. Thank you so much. Like I said, I enjoy the recognition to an extent, but I never like to make it about myself. So I'm sorry everybody has to kind of deal with our situations as it is, but thank you so much. And like I said, we really appreciate the support. Now, we got to get rolling out. I had a long weekend. my podcasting legend, Jared, had a long weekend. The whole crew had a really long weekend. So we're going to try to get a little shopping done so the wife's not too mad at me for having to wrestle and go out to wrestling all this week. So for Jared, the podcasting legend, for James Clark, Shane Dunn, Amanda Tom, Samantha, everybody else who was helping with the matches and everything this weekend, I'm Donald J. Brower. I'll see you this week at Matside.